I'm not from here, bro. I'm from Texas. You know what I'm saying? I do my little thing. And I'll be telling about here, everybody take bid and stuff personal. You know what I'm saying? It's my money. It's my money. It's not your.
Yeah, right.
That was your boy Chingy, who's in the studio right now, man.
Yeah.
Holiday Inn.
Holiday Inn, that was a huge record right there, man. I gotta say. You know, it was kind of weird when we made that record. We sitting in a little bitty apartment over there off Delmore and 170. I forgot the name of them apartments when I was creating that album, Jackpot. But me and Sham, one of the producers from the Track Stars, we used to just sit in the house eating Emo's pizza, watching Baby Boy. We used to just sit there, do that, and make music. So he was on the drums, you know, just hitting the beat like doom, 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 and all that, man. We were just sitting there like, what you doing? Nothing, chilling, that. We just mumbling it, you know, and it was just weird. I had this young lady over there, so he was like, say this part. What you doing? Nothing, chilling. You know what I'm saying? It just came about though, and it was a big record, man. So you know, that's what's up.
Okay, how was the experience working with Snoop Dogg? You know what I'm saying? He's definitely a legend, definitely an icon. So how was it like working with him on your first project?
The experience working with Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg was always a favorite rapper of mine since he came out. 187 on the Undercover Cop, you know, Doggy Style, all that. I always liked Snoop's style, so I always wanted to work with Snoop throughout what I was doing, period, when I wasn't on to when I got on. So Holiday Inn, I was listening to it and just like, who can we get on this? And I thought to myself, like, Snoop would be hot to say this hook. So, you know what I'm saying? We reached out to him, got him on there. Got Chris on there. We let Chris listen to it. I remember being in the studio when Chris recorded his verse. But that's how we got Snoop on it, man. I just thought he'd be hot on the hook. They let him hear it. He was like, I'm with this. I get down with Chingy, so I'm going to go and do it. It was nothing.
So tell me about DTP right now and the relationship you have with them, with I'm saying, everybody out there, Ludacris.
DTP, you know, the relationship I got with DTP, we cool. Everybody cool, man. Some people don't be understanding that it's not personal, it's business. And like I talked to Chris over email like every other day, you know what I'm saying? We hit each other up. So it's all good. It's just business, man. Sometimes, like when I got back with Disturbing the Peace, and that was the end of 2006, I got off Capitol Records and did a deal with Disturbing the Peace Def Jam. And you know, it was all good, but you know, just a lot of business things within that deal didn't go as I would have liked it to go, and I felt like it should have went a different way. But I'm not blaming nobody, you know, it just wasn't really good business to me on the label end and my end too, or whatever, however you want to see it. But I just thought it wasn't for me no more, man. So I wanted to get out of the deal, but not getting out of the deal, you know, as enemies and nothing, respectfully getting out of the deal, and everybody, we was all cool. We still all cool. So it's just something I wanted to do, you know. And at that time, I was just going through a lot, period, man. I wasn't feeling even doing music or nothing at that time. You know what I'm saying? I was like, if I mess up, I mess up on my own. I blame myself.
And with your reemergence though, you came back with what was the first single Pulling Me Back?
No, that was for my third album. I'm still with Capital. That was my third album, Hood Star.
Okay.
That actually after my second album, Powerball, and we came back with Pulling Me Back. I hooked up with Jermaine Dupri, and we dropped Pulling Me Back. And also Jermaine Dupri is somebody that I've always been following his career since I was, you know, younger in the crisscross days and all of that. And I always wanted to work with Jermaine Dupri, and this is something that means a lot to me. Is because as long as I wanted to work with Jermaine Dupri, man, my first time working with him, the very first record we did was a #1 hit record.
Yeah.
Ain't too many people can say that.
While working with Jermaine Dupri, they can say that though.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is, even everybody that worked with Jermaine Dupri probably can't say their first time working with him.
Oh, yeah, I see what
they
you're saying.
got a hit record that was on the charts for 6 weeks at #1.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. So that was you know, I appreciated that. And he also mentioned he wrote a book, and he also mentioned in his book, man, he was like, you know, I work with a lot of people and been around a lot of people, but when Chingy told me that he really appreciated working with me, he was like, I can really tell that meant a lot to him. And he was like, I ain't never really been around nobody that you could tell that they really appreciate that like that. And so that was what was up too. I appreciated that.
That's what's up. And well, with all the collaborations you did from Jermaine Dupri to Tyrese to Janet Jackson, like, what would you say is one of your biggest collaborations that you've done throughout your career?
Well, one of my biggest collaborations I've done throughout my career, I would have to say, a lot of people didn't know this, but me and Chris, we did a song with Britney Spears and Madonna.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't know if it was label complications they was going through, or why it didn't, get out there, whatever the case may be. But that was a big record we did. I did some with R. Kelly, Janet Jackson, a lot of people. But I would have to say one of my biggest records, I feel like, and artists that I worked with was DJ Quick. Like DJ Quick he's always been my favorite artist. You know what I'm saying? Since back in the day with Just Like Compton and all that. Sweet Black, you know what? Yeah. All of that, you know what I'm saying? So when I worked with him several times, and he gave me the honor of redoing one of his songs, Low Down Hood. I wanted to redo that song, and I remember us being in the studio. He was like, you want to redo that song? Well, wow. He remade the beat. He remade the beat right there, and we just did it. You know what I'm saying? So DJ Quick is definitely somebody I got to say I always love to work with.
All right, trying to stay on the topic of favorite rappers, what is your top 5 rappers that are alive right now?
Well, some would say Tupac. Well, some would say Biggie. Big L was hot too. Big L was nice. It's a lot, man. Like of course Jay-Z, Lil Wayne, Rakim. I mean, I could just go LL Cool J. I can go so many different directions, man. It's crazy. So them a few, and that was only 5 probably.
That was like 7. But it's all good though, man. So tell me what you got going on right now. I understand you got a new mixtape dropping March 6th.
March 6th, Jackpot Back. My new mixtape. Producers on there, T. Dot, J Class, Steel Throwed. So C-Note, just to add a few. And Track Murder. But man, that mixtape, I kept it St. Louis on that mixtape. I got Sean Lee on there, just a bunch of artists from here. My record label Full Deck. I got a little bit on there. I got what else I got on there? I got Hakeem the Dream on there.
Oh wow.
I got the Fresh Thugs on there, Rich Money on there, Nitty. I got my little homeboy J Just on there, Free J Just. And that's kind of pretty much it right there. Kodak, Mr. Lee. I got them on there, my little cousins. But just kept it St. Louis, man, and I just felt like I needed to put together a nice little mixtape, all original music, and just put it out. So we're gonna call it the Mixtape Street Album.
Okay.
Jackpot Back, March 6th is dropping.
So where can we find it at? And also, what do you expect this mixtape / album to accomplish?
I'm just giving the people some free music. I'm not really expecting it to do no wonders or nothing like that. I'm just giving the people some free music to listen to. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people be like, where's Chingy been? Where's Chingy at this and that? But I'm still making music, still doing my thing, still traveling. I got like 3 tours coming up overseas in Australia, Asia, Europe. Just in and out of town. I'm gonna be in All-Star Weekend. I got a party down there. But you can find the mixtape when it come out March 6th. You can find it on datpiff.com, livemixtapes.com, midwestmixtapes.com. Go to Full Deck, fulldekk.com, fulldeck.com, and check it out. And you can go to chingydaily.com. So you can pick it up right there.
Right there?
Yeah.
Man, we got one with Chingy coming up right now. We got another one of his hot tracks. Tell me about this track right quick with Chingy and Tyrese. I mean, not Chingy.
This track, actually, Jermaine Dupri produced this track. I remember when Jermaine sent it to me, man, I was vibing real tough with it. And I did my verses, and I was like, who can we get to do the hook? So I had an upcoming event in LA. So when we was in LA, we was at this party, and Tyrese was there. And so I was hollering at Tyrese. I'm like, man, you know what? I got this record I think you'll be perfect for. I sent it to him. He sent it back. We packaged it up. We sent it out. It became #1. It was that simple.
Well, it's that simple. We're going to get to it right now. Matter of fact, you can get to it.
Yeah. This your boy Chingaling, man. We're going to get into Pulling Me Back featuring Tyrese and Jermaine Dupri right here. Let's go.
Oh, Black Tie.
Yeah, Black Tie.